guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Machuku and I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe before leaving, or if you could subscribe right now. Thank you. Before we dive into today's video, I want to introduce this series. This video is the first video in the Last Days as a Teen series. If you're wondering, LDAT, Last Days as a Teen. If you watched my life update video, you must have heard where I talked about wanting to do this series before I turn 20, because I'm turning 20 in July. Wow. In this series is going to be about communication between me and you guys, basically talking about things that most teenagers are concerned about. It's not necessarily for only teenagers per se, it's for everyone, it's for the general public, but I just feel like using the word teenager is going to like niche it down. So I have lots of ideas and I have lots of topics that I want to come on here and talk about. I want us to, interact in the comment section. If there's anything I say that you don't agree with, or if there's something I say that you want to second, I would really love to see those in the comment section. If you have ideas and topics that you would like me to speak about, I would also like for you to drop that in the comment section, because I'm really open to ideas. I want to talk about as many topics as I want to, and hope that it makes a difference even in the littlest of ways. If this is your first time on my channel and you want to see what comes of this, I really hope you subscribe. You probably clicked on this video because you saw you don't need friends. I'm going to have to confess that is a little bit of a clickbait, but don't click out. I'm going to explain. The main point of this video is making friends as a teenager, how to make friends as a teenager, things you should do and things you should not do. While I was doing the research to make this video, I stumbled across a lot of articles and videos where they were taking the whole approach of you don't need friends, and I actually paid attention and listened to the point that I was almost swayed towards that direction. Friends, according to Google, a person with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically one exclusive of sexual or family relations, a person who has a strong liking for and trust in another person. I feel like we have the conventional friends and we have real type of friends. So the conventional type of friends are probably maybe like hangout buddies. I would say real friends are kind of like people that you relate to on a deeper level, people that you feel security with, people that you feel trust with. When people say you don't need friends, they probably mean you don't need the conventional type of friends. Type of friends like you are only friends just for the reps. You can't actually confide in this person. You don't need this conventional type of friends, because there's this thing called social hierarchy. If you happen to exceed their level, if you happen to be at work and you get promoted, the friendship starts to dry out. Like they don't want to associate with you again because they're starting to feel threatened. People make friends with people that they don't feel threatened by, people that they feel like this person is on my level. So once you exceed that, those friends start to say things about you, and that is how you have people saying you don't need friends because friends are stressed, because friends are going to tire you out. Excuse me, but those were not real friends in the first place. When you're on the road to self-development and self-improvement, most times you end up losing your friends, and people see this as a sign of, oh, I'm growing, but it's not directly proportional. You're growing does not mean that you need to lose your friends. If you're always cutting off friends, there has to be a problem with you. I just want to debunk her points that I saw when I was reading these you don't need friends articles. You need to come out of your shell sometimes, okay? Even if you have pleasure in your solitude, you need to maintain the friendships you have. You can't just claim that you want to grow and then you drop all your friends. Don't do that, kids. If you're the type that you're lonely and you've been wanting to make friends, to sit side while I give you guys 6 tips on how you can make friends. Before you start making friends, you should learn to love your own solitude, learn to validate yourself, learn to accept yourself, learn to be able to keep yourself company when you are alone, so that deep down you can have the knowledge that if I happen to not make friends, or if I meet people that don't reach the bar that I'm setting, I'm not going to compromise. So have your values at the back of your mind. You need to find who you are independent of anyone else, because if you don't do this and you start making friends, they're going to change you. You're not going to know who you are at the end of everything. The first step in your journey / quest to make friends is to overcome fear. Most times the only thing that's holding us from being able to express ourselves fully and to actually communicate with people to know if this person can be our friend or not is because of we're scared of not fitting in, we're scared of making a mockery of ourselves while talking to someone, we're scared of not being able to carry a conversation. I want you to know that this person is probably thinking the exact same thing that you're thinking. No one is flawless. We're all human beings. This person is going to pay so much attention to the person's own insecurities and the person's own anxiety. There are probably very small mistakes you made during in a conversation that you think that this person is in their house thinking about the grammatical error that you made while you were talking, and in all actuality the person is probably just thinking about the person's own mistakes. So there's no need to feel intimidated, and even if you do feel intimidated, try as much as you can not to show it. If you're scared and that is all you're thinking about, it's going to show. The only way to overcome fear is by doing what scares you. If you're so scared of being judged, then in the end, do you really want to be friends with someone that is going to judge you based on how you look or based on very small mistakes that you make while talking? Just relax. Remember that we're all human. Okay, know that you have value. Someone a little confidence to feel that in as much as you want to be friends with this person probably wants to be friends with you too. So just calm down and go for it. The second way that you can make friends is by getting out of your comfort zone. If you're a homebody, you're a couch potato, you're never on social media, you avoid public and social interaction, how exactly do you expect to make friends? Like, do you want people to chase after you? Any output that you want, you need to impute something. You can start by getting out of your comfort zone little by little. For example, if you're in class, if you're at a conference or at a public event, you can start by just talking to the person that's sitting right next to you. You can also take a bigger step by acknowledging people's presence often. This one is something that I know that I myself am even guilty of. But if I'm in a hostel room, for example, and I'm with someone, like I came to see a particular person and someone that I don't know is present or walks in, I don't even say anything. I will just be looking and talking to the person I came to see, like the other person is not around. It's something that I do sometimes out of like a little bit of new person anxiety. It can come off as rude, as if you're seeing this person and you're intentionally ignoring this person. So that's something that I have particularly been working on. I try to do the most basic things, which is like, you know, saying hi. So you can't be quiet all the time and expect to make friends. You need to put yourself out there. If you're invited for an occasion that's going to do no harm, why don't you go? You could make friends from friends of your friends, social media, online friends, or your church Bible study group, your school tutorial group. You need to spend time in public places for you to make friends. You're not going to find friends in private. You're not going to find friends in your house unless you're waiting for your mother's friends to visit with her children for you to make friends. Go for your school political events, go for your school sporting events, and when you do go to these things, don't just be a silent attendee. Try and fit into the crowd. Try and mingle. If you're feeling a bit awkward and no one is talking to you, talk to someone. In those type of events, everyone is feeling awkward. So if you try and strike a conversation with someone in that type of situation, the person is probably going to return that energy because the person wants out of the awkwardness. Among the sea of people you're going to talk to, you're going to find people that you have similar interests with. The next thing that you can do to make friends is that you can compliment people. Now, compliments are something that I don't think any reasonable person can resist a compliment. If someone is in a bad mood and you compliment the person is going to look at you and smile and be like, thank you. No good person ignores a compliment. Personally, compliments light up my day. When you give someone a compliment, the person is going to warm up to you and the person is going to notice you. And you must not give compliments based on looks. You can say stuff like, that's a lovely bag, like you have a nice handwriting, or your earrings look good, where do you buy them from? Compliments are very good conversation starters. It gives you a very good first impression. Like, this person now knows you as someone that has positive energy. For you to see someone you don't know and actually give a compliment, as you're making someone feel good about themselves, you're also making yourself feel good because you actually made someone feel good about themselves. You should be genuine with your compliments. Don't say stuff that you don't mean. I think compliments to work on about just anyone. Something that you should keep in mind while making friends is that you should try as much as possible to be yourself. Don't be too desperate to make friends, okay? Don't change their personality just because you're trying to woo someone into being your friend, because if you change your personality for that moment, for you to talk to this person and for you to look interesting, how are you going to maintain that friendship if it actually becomes a thing? It's like if you're normally a quiet person and because you're trying to make this person your friend, you now start acting like you're extroverted, start acting like you're the sassy type, and then people now become friends and you're now always quiet. But it's not like that. Why are you always quiet? Is something wrong with you? So make sure while trying to make friends, the energy you're introducing into that friendship is your normal type of energy. If you can't maintain it, you're going to either have to keep faking it or you're going to have to just give up that friend. The point of friendship is not to change you, so don't play along with conversations that normally you don't like. This type of conversation, if you don't like it, say it there and then, oh, I'm not really comfortable talking about this, or can we talk about something else? You should learn to check up on people. For you to make long-lasting relationships and friendships, you need to learn to keep in touch with people. You have to like randomly enter their DMs and say hi, or do you want to go hang out? Do things that make you a memorable friend. Do things that you would want someone to do to you. People like to feel like they are valued. People like to feel like they're important in people's lives. If you do things that show that you actually value this person, the person is going to reciprocate. If there's something you want, I believe in going for it first. You don't have to wait for someone to do it first, because if you introduce it into the friendship, it's probably going to be reciprocated, and if it is not, then that person is probably just not for you. With that, I have concluded 6 easy ways that you can make friends. I hope this was informative, and I hope you learned just as much as I learned while making this video. Like I said before, if you have other ideas for this series, I really hope you would put them down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. I would really like for you guys to keep me updated on your whole friendship situation, however it goes. If you're doing well making friends, or if it's still difficult for you to make friends, you can let me know in my Instagram DMs, or you can drop that in the comments if you want to drop that there. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.